Hello, friends. Welcome to the show. We have a special guest today, Farangiz Safarova, and he would like to share her experience with you guys, with the listeners of the audience of Mubarak Talks Daily. Recently, she's got 6 in IELTS. So, hello, Farangiz. How are you today?
Hello, teacher. I'm fine. I'm Farangiz Safarova. I had graduated from 9th grade.
Okay, you've graduated 9th grade. Tell us about your hobby. Tell us about yourself more.
So my hobby is listening to podcast is my thing, because every time when I listen to podcast I feel enjoyable. I enjoy listening to podcast, and it's my thing, and of course it's one of the way to be away from the real world and it helps me to relieve my stress.
Relieve the stress, okay. Tell us about it more. For example, which school do you study?
I study school number 2.
Okay.
And now I'll be the 10th grade, and of course, I believe in the future I'll get into the university, IT university. Of course, I'm planning to be the IT programmer, and I believe that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Let's talk about your speaking skills. Your speaking score is 6 in IELTS. So, how you from 0, how you reached to the speaking 6? For example, what kind of things you did, or what kind of things you're still doing? Maybe you have a favorite podcast to listen to, or maybe some vocabulary book or favorite sitcom. Just please tell us more in detail.
To be honest, my brother knows English too. That's why it will be very easy for me to speak in English. And by the way, I listen to more podcasts because my teacher recommended me to listen it. And of course, I learned by heart so many collocation books, because without any vocabularies, I'm not able to speak. And of course, my favorite sitcom is, I can say, Fresh Off the Boat, because it's kind of enjoyable while I'm watching, and it fits my grade when I watch it, and I can say that this is the thing that I did for my speaking skills.
Any specific book, vocabulary book?
Collocation.
You can mention.
Advanced level collocation is, of course, will come in a highly efficient way for the English learner.
For that, to improve your special vocabulary section. Okay. How about other sphere of the speaking? How did you learn grammar or pronunciation, or how do you reach that fluency?
When it comes to the grammar, of course, reading books is, of course, very good way to reach the grammar section. However, fluency is actually bad for me, and I recommend to listen to podcasts. It's one of the way, and one of my favorite podcasts called the Business Daily, because at the moment I actually passionate about to become a business lady. However, my road had been changed, and I changed my mind. And I believe this kind of things will come in a highly efficient way when it comes to speaking. Of course, listening to podcasts is one of the most special one, is improving speaking. Okay,
thank you. Let's talk about the reading section. Reading section, you got score 5.0, so 5. So what did you do wrong, and in order we can advise to other students that to avoid such kind of mistakes that during the test or for preparation for the IELTS exam?
I believe one of the things that I struggle with is reading skill, because I'm not good at reading books, and I don't have any burn desire to reading books. That's why actually my reading skill had been like that. And however, one of the things that I did wrong is before the taking an exam, I watched one webinar, and I believe watching that webinar had been wrong, because I just want to change my way, and because of that I take a 5 from the reading.
From my section. Okay. So do you recommend guide people to read more?
Yes,
to
read more.
To read articles maybe, or if they have a favorite book, they can carry them themselves.
Yes, of course, reading articles. I mean, academic articles is actually important when it comes to the passage 3 section, and I believe that reading more articles, specific articles, and learn by heart so many vocabularies while you read some articles, you have to notice it and keep a diary, what kind of vocabulary you learned by heart, and all the time recall it. Because every time when people recall it, all the time they memorize so many things, if what they forget, and I believe it will be efficient keeping a diary.
Okay, but how about the listening score? Your listening score is 6.5. I think your strong point is listening.
Yes.
Tell us about how you improved your listening.
When it comes to the listening, I mentioned it. My one of the things that I take a hobby, such as a hobby, is listening a podcast. Because of that, I believe my listening score had been like that. And
what kind of hobby? Can you share with us your hobby?
Yes, listening a podcast. Every day I listen 6 hours a day. I listen to podcast 6 hours.
What kind of podcasts do you listen? How you listen? Maybe you take notes.
Yes, of course.
Maybe you keep a vocabulary listening.
While I listen to podcast, I keep a note every single word that I don't know about it, and of course I translated and wrote some definitions within examples, and of course it helps my writing skills too, because I take a 6, and because of the podcast, while listening to podcast, I'm able to improve my writing skills, by the way, because every time when I learn some vocabularies, I try to write anything, such as some text about that topic, and I believe, by the way, my listening to podcast helps me writing sections too.
Okay, except BBC Learning English, BBC podcasts, what kind of podcasts do you recommend to improve listening in general?
One of the is BBC Radio, and the 6-minute English, especially 6-minute English, is one of the most important thing to improve the listening skills. And another is I listen to different type of podcasts, such as School Radio or BBC Daily or Business Daily, and this kind of podcast will be maybe helpful for them.
Helpful for them. Okay. Very good. Let's talk about your writing. Your writing score, you got 6 in writing. So, how do you develop your writing, and what kind of things you regret doing?
Every day I write something. Especially.
Did you keep a diary?
Not, but while I listen to podcast, I wrote something that I learned about that day. And one of the things that I did is, when I learned some vocabularies, I tried to write more about them, because it's because of that I believe I take a 6. And of course, if students want to take a 6 or higher, they have to keep a diary. And I believe without a diary, taking a higher than 6 is kind of unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Okay.
Yes.
You told me that you develop habits reading a book.
Yes.
Can you share your favorite book with the listeners of Work Talk today?
Nowadays, I read A Cottage on the Cliff.
You've been reading right now.
Yes,
okay.
I've been reading, and one of my favorite book called Diary of Prince Diary, I believe.
Okay.
Because when I started learning English, my teacher gave me, and because of that book, I am able to improve every such a single sections, even my listening and writing sections. And every month, I believe, I read one of that book again, and I recall every such a situation, because I'm passionate about reading that book again and again.
Again and again. How about the favorite? You told us about your favorite sitcom is the Fish from the Boat. Fish of the Boat. Okay, it's famous sitcom. It's all about like American life.
Yes.
One kid goes to school and brags about everything, like his Snickers and T-shirt and other things. But why do you like this sitcom?
Because
And how it helped you to improve your listening and speaking skills?
because I'm just want to at this moment I just want to learn more about the American life, and I find every single thing within that sitcom, and because of that sitcom I'm able to improve my fluency. I mean, nowadays I'm able to speak American accent, and I believe that sitcom helpful to speak an American accent.
American accent, got the American pronunciation.
Yes.
Okay, accent, very good. And also, how about your favorite movie? You cannot stop watching this movie again and again. You will never tire of watching this movie.
I believe I take the view it's maybe Merlin.
Merlin, okay,
Yes.
okay.
It's a sitcom too, but one of the
It's a soap opera.
yes,
Okay.
so popular, and because of the actors, maybe I passionate about watching, and I never stop watching it again and again.
Why? Why Merlin? Why do you like about him or about the movie?
Because of the actor's life, and I mean personal life, and that movie had been most popular at that time and in his career, Merlin's career, and that's why I never stopped watching it again.
Okay, maybe two different things. When you watch Merlin with the British accent, when you watch Fish of the Boat with the American accent, two different things. How you mixed up with these things?
For being time, of course, I kinda felt unenjoy while I watched Merlin, but I believe I have a burn desire to speak in a British accent, but
Okay.
I'm not able to do it.
Okay.
That's why I choose the American accent, and after that time, I never stop it, and I try to learn more about. And I believe in the future, maybe I speak a British accent.
Maybe. Okay.
Maybe.
Okay. What can you say? What is your final message to the audience of Mubarak Talks Daily? For the people who are listening right now, with the people learning English, with the people planning to take IELTS.
Life has ups and downs. Don't give up your dreams. All the times that if you never give up it, all the dreams have been achieved by yourself one day.
Okay, now you are sixth grade. You finished the sixth grade and now you're 10. You have 2 more days to finish the school.
Yes.
So when you're planning to take IELTS one more time, or is it enough for you to 6?
No, I believe 6 is not enough, and I'm planning to take IELTS again and remove.
After 2 years?
Yes, after 2 years.
After 2 years, when your IELTS certificate will be expired and you will take IELTS again.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good luck to your studies. It was Farengi Safarova. Bye for now. Bye.